Hi, thanks for visiting my webpage to get your mortgage application started. I just wanted to do a quick video, give you some instructions, make sure you knew exactly what you needed to do, what to fill out, um, and make sure you kind of had a guide to get you through the whole thing. And so I'm just going to follow along, go through a whole application, and we'll make up some stuff to fill it out, but I'll give you some step-by-step instructions. Keep in mind, try and be as accurate as possible, but don't spend, you know, all day trying to figure out one little piece of information. During the loan process, when I'm getting your actual documentation and like bank statements and pay stubs, I can fill out a lot of the little stuff that you could probably just skip over. As long as you're quick about getting the documentation to me, then we should be good to go. So let's get into this real quick. This is the website you should be seeing. So this is an old video I made that we're going to kind of replace here. Um, but yeah, once you come to the site, it's pretty simple. You just scroll down a little bit until you see these three options, and then you choose which one you're looking to do. So if you're looking to purchase, just grab that option, right? And then this is just asking what type of home you're looking to buy. If you're looking at condos, then just let me know. If you're looking at manufactured homes, let me know because those are very different when it comes to financing. But for the most part, most transactions are single family. So we'll just grab that right there. And then you just let us know, um, is this going to be your primary residence where you're living most of the time or more than half the time? Is it a second home, a vacation home? Are you using it as an investment to make money with, or you're kind of mixing those together? So in this case, we'll choose primary residence. Projected sales price, you just need to let me know kind of an idea of the price range you're looking at. Don't spend too much time trying to figure this out because we will dial this in during the application process when you're actually like talking to me and we're looking at the programs and how much you can afford for down payment and all of that combined. So if you know that there's a neighborhood that you want to live in and houses in that neighborhood range at $500,000, let's say, then just put that in there. Don't worry too much more about that. Down payment, let me know about how much you're looking to put as a down payment up front. FHA loan, the minimum down payment is 3.5%, 5% for conventional loans if you're not a first time buyer. You can do a 3% down if you didn't know. If you are a first time buyer on a conventional loan, there's also down payment assistance programs and stuff like that. So if you want to put in a custom amount, just let me know how much you're going to be putting towards the down payment or how much you planned up front. At 20%, you can get rid of mortgage insurance. So let's just use that as an option here. So $500,000 purchase price, $100,000 down payment, and just keep going through the field. It's pretty simple. Just hit next. We'll use John Doe. Oh, sorry. You don't have to put your middle name. If you do put your middle name, then you have to sign your middle name. So if you just want to put first and last, that's perfectly fine. John Doe and test. And then we're going to put next. So obviously, email address, cell phone number. It's not, I'm just going to put no reply at epiclending. At no reply.com and 623-887-9888. That's my phone number if you need any help with this. If you want to not listen to the video and just give me a call, I can walk you through the thing too. Or if you have any specific questions, just give me a phone call, 623-887-9888. And just keep walking through the steps. Current address is where you currently live. I'm just gonna, it should pop up with, some address options as you type it out. I'm just gonna choose the first option here and then hit next. Living details. This is wanting to know how long you've been at your current address. I need a 2-year address history for your primary residence. So in this case, if you select 1 year and 10 months, that's not quite 2 years. So it's going to ask you for a second address. You can continue if you want to. It does help to just put that in there if you if you do have an idea of where that was. So if you want to go like 57, here you go, 570 West Brown Road was your previous address, and let's say you lived there for another 1 year. If you put in 1 month, it would ask you for another property. But let's just say you were there for a year and you rented that property. Okay. Once you then hit next, I did not put this. So let's say you rented, and hit next. Birth date, January 8th, 1985. You can type it out with your keyboard or you can scroll down. That's my birthday, by the way. Social Security number. If you don't have one, just put all ones, but otherwise, just put your social and hit next. And if you're employed, self-employed, or unemployed, or retired, just let me know. In this case, we'll put self-employed because there is employed's pretty easy. You're just going to put the name, company, and all that. Pretty simple with the self-employed too, but let's call this the Nelson Lending Group. And then let's say I started there. If you put less than 2 years on your employment, whatever it is, it's going to ask for previous employment. I also need 2 years of employment history. The start and end date, if you don't know it, like the exact number off the top of your head, don't spend too much time trying to figure that out. Just put the best guess that you can and move on. We are going to do a verification of employment on your jobs that you've had in the last 2 years, and they will give us your start and end date. So give us your best guess. That's just so we know how many jobs we need to get. Like if you worked at this job for a year and you worked at the other one for 10 months, but you said you worked there for a year, then we would get 2 verifications of employment, and I'm going to have to come back to you later to say, hey, you only worked for a year and 10 months at these 2 places. I need a third job that I can do a verification of employment on because I need the 2-year history. In this case, to make this a little faster, I'm going to put that I've worked there for a while. Address, again, let's see. 85203, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What was your position? If you're the owner of the company, just put you're the owner, but you can just put typing too fast. Yeah, so you can put your actual position there. If you're a teller or a nurse, just put something simple down. We don't need like a 70 character long thing for your position. But yeah, just get that in there. Oh, don't forget your income. The income is monthly. So easiest way to figure out your monthly is figure out your hourly or your salary. So if you make $50,000 a year, just divide that by 12. For self-employed people, it is a little different. So if you're self-employed and you know exactly how much you're making, you can kind of put that down. But if you just want to put a little bit there, just so it lets you go on to the next step, go for it. But if you make $50,000 a year, you divide that by 12, it'll give you your monthly income. If you want to do the hourly calculation, it's pretty simple as well. So let's say you make $25 an hour. Just times that by 40 hours per week. If you do 40 hours per week, you need to have an average of 40 hours to be able to consider that, because we do average your income. But if you do have full time, 40 hours a week, multiply that, and then you're going to times that by 52 weeks. And then you divide that 52,000 by 12 months, and that gives you your monthly income. So let's say this person makes 5,000 a month, and then you just move on to the next step. Oops. If you have any additional monthly income, just let us know. So that's going to be stuff like a second job. If you do have a second job, I need to have both the first and the second job for 2 years at the same time. If you're making overtime at that company, bonus, commission, this is where you would separate that out. So um, let's just say that this person is an hourly person at a company, they get overtime. You would average this out. This is 100% average for overtime calculation. So if you have um, if you made 10,000 in overtime this year and you made $5,000 in overtime last year, then you would average the 15,000 over 24 months. So it would be 625 bucks. 625 and put the employer that you're getting that from. And then hit next. If you don't know how much you made last year or year to date, you can get your last pay stub from December of the previous year and look at the year to date, how much you made in overtime, and then that'll give you your previous year. And then you can look at your current pay stub and look at the year to date for overtime, and that's how you can get that number pretty quickly. Asset type, checking, savings, so it's got all the different asset types there. Just say write in quickly who you're banking with, and then um, a rough idea of what the current balance in that account is. So let's say you've got 150,000. You can add additional assets too, like gifts and stuff like that, using that previous screen. Do you have any other real estate owned? If you do, just hit yes, put in the address. If you're, let us know your marital status, and do you pay child support? So all of these are just going to be simple questions. Are you a veteran? And that's an important question because there are loans that are specific to veterans. Are you a first-time home buyer? This is important as well because there are programs for first-time home buyers that we want to make sure that you are able to use if you need to. But are you going to have a co-borrower? You can, if you do add the co-borrower, it's going to have you go through that same stuff over again. It's pretty quick and easy. How'd you hear about us? Please choose the realtor that had you come to the website. If your realtor's not listed, just choose realtor. If it was a friend of yours or anything else, just let me know. And then if your realtor wasn't listed, please list their name so that I know who to update once we have your pre-qualification finished. Okay, and if you have their phone number, throw that in there too. And once you're done, you just hit agree, type in your name, create signature, and complete. So that's the majority of the application. Once you're finished, you should check this little box right here. So access your toolbox. And if you want to go one more step, we can again finish the rest of it once I talk to you on the phone. But here's some quick questions to go over that I will need on the application, like have you owned a house in the last 3 years? Or there's some questions down at the bottom about foreclosures and bankruptcies and stuff like that. So just make sure you answer those. If you did have a bankruptcy foreclosure, come in here and just let me know real quick by just checking the yes box. And then if you could do your ethnicity portion here, you don't have to. You can do I do not wish to provide. But if you want to, just go ahead and throw that in there. Then you just hit complete, and everything at this point is done. And I will be reviewing it, going over some things, and then putting the whole thing together. And then I'll give you a call to go over. If you do have a few more minutes and you have some of your documentation set up and ready to go, if you click on here, some standard stuff will pop up on this list to upload. So you just hit browse, and you can easily input something from your computer, document type, choose what type of thing it is. If it's not listed on there, you can just put other. But this is just the standard documentation that I might need. Some of it I might not. So if you want to wait for me to look through your application and update this list, then that's great. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out 623-887-9888. As you can see, it was pretty quick. I think we did that in about 10 or 15 minutes. So um, let me know if there's anything else I can do for you. I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks.